show. Welcome from around the world. Welcome to the Ask a Swim Pro show. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. So today we are talking about low impact dryland training tips. If you're not familiar with low impact dryland training, we're basically talking about how do you put the least amount of impact, meaning the bouncing, the joint pain. What's up, Brian, on Instagram? What's going on, Tina, on Facebook? We're live on YouTube. So if you're trying not to put a lot of abuse on your body, basically, and you're trying to stay in shape, but you can't go swimming, dryland training is the thing to do without any impact. So today I'm going to be answering some questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments about dryland training specifically. I hope you guys are doing well in quarantine. Let me give me an update on how you guys are doing. If you are able to swim, give me the update. Are you able to go swimming yet? Let me know in the comments. I think it'd be really helpful for everyone to know what the swimming situation is like all over the world. So if you guys have just joined, welcome. And let me know in the comments what the swimming situation is like. What's going on, Max, on Facebook? So let me know, depending on where you're at, some people are going back swimming. Some people are not swimming. It's a little bit different scenario. I'm actually going to go ahead and tilt my Facebook camera just a little bit down just so I can get a little bit more action. Okay, so welcome from around the world. I'm so excited everyone's here. In just a second, we're going to talk about dryland training. And I actually have a fun tool. Look at this. Got a medicine ball with me. So this is a medicine ball, if you didn't know. And basically, you can use these for dryland training. And we're going to talk about a few different exercises you can do with the medicine ball, a few different exercises you can do with a Swiss ball, with resistance bands. There's so much equipment that you can use to train out of the water, and you can even use some of these in the water. Like, for example, just a really quick example, you guys can use a medicine ball with the medicine ball in the pool. Isn't that crazy? It's so tough on the abs. Like, your core is just going to get destroyed. So that's, yeah. So let me know where you guys are coming from. I haven't seen, what's the pool situation like in different parts of the world? Let me know. So I'll give you guys an update. So I live in Michigan, and in Michigan, the entire state of Michigan is in the United States of America. And Brian, I'm going to answer that question in just a second. So in the United States, it's different in every state. So I live in Michigan, and the pool situation is really interesting. So all pools are closed unless it's a private pool, like a backyard pool. By the end of May, around May 28, Memorial Day, some pools might open up in Michigan. I'm seeing in the comments, Kim says from Belgium that everything is closed. Kim, when are you opening in Belgium? Do you know? So I know other states in America, some areas are opening up in May, and it's May right now. So some pools are opening up. Hello from the Philippines. Brian on Instagram asked me, am I going to go swimming immediately when the pool's open? I'm not sure yet. To be honest, I don't really know yet. There's a lot of different variables at play. One thing I do know is that in May, by the end of May, Memorial Day, when the water outside is warm enough, I'm going to put on my wetsuit and I'm going to go swimming in open water. So really excited about that. Hello in Venezuela. They don't swim since March 13th. Yeah, similar to me. I haven't been swimming since the middle of March. Hello from Malaysia. Can't swim yet, but hopefully by May 16, our quarantine will be lifted, hopefully. Tina from the Philippines. Michelle says, hi, I'm from Maryland, and our pools are still closed, but we can swim in rivers and lakes with the freezing emoji. I know what you're talking about. Maryland and Michigan have the same weather. Hopefully, our gyms will open in 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I think by the end of May. Audrey on Facebook says, definitely can't wait until open water season here in Maine. Yeah, Maine is like Michigan. It's pretty cold. Awesome kid. The Caribbean pools are closed and also the beaches. Oh, no. Let's see here. I'm in Ohio, and all the pools are closed, but we don't know when they'll open again. I think Ohio is similar to Michigan. Mexico, all pools are closed. Yep. So we're still in a situation where a lot of pools all over the world are closed. So if you guys are just joining, thank you so much for being a part of the live. And let me know in the comments what the pool situation is. I'm just reading all of them. Kim on YouTube says, no, there are no directions, not even when we can train indoor. Bridget says, hi from the UK. Everything is closed here in the UK. In Taipei City, Taiwan, can still swim. Guys, we can go to Taiwan. You can go swimming in Taiwan. That's amazing. There we go. Let's get on a plane and go to Taiwan. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hello from Chile, from New Jersey. Hi, everyone. What's going on? Michelle says, so jealous. Hey, guys, you can go swimming in Taiwan. That's pretty good. Hey, can you post us some pictures so we can share them? Oh, by the way, guys, if you're not in the MySwimPro Facebook group, you guys got to go join it right now. So if you guys are watching on Facebook, go to MySwimPro Global Community, and it's a private group. So I'm giving you guys like VIP access right now. So after this video, maybe we'll link it in the description if you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube in the future. But if you go right now to Facebook, if you guys are on YouTube, open up another tab. Instagram, I'm sorry, guys, just leave and come back. So go to Facebook and then type in MySwimPro Global Community. And it's a private Facebook group. I'm in the group. All of our friends are in the group, people from all over the world. And people are sharing, not just their swimming, but their dryland and their fitness journey. You can be a fly on the wall. You actually don't have to post anything. But you can make sure that you're a part of the community, and it's a really awesome group. There's, over 5,000 people in it, but it's a private group. So I'm giving you guys the VIP invite. Go ahead and head over there. Type in MySwimPro Global Community. Evan on YouTube says, our team has started training while following guidelines because we have no cases here, but I'm just glad to be swimming. Evan, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that you can go swimming. Where are you? Where do you live? Where are you located? I'm really curious. Just had the swim season canceled in Maryland and New York. Oh, no. No. Oh, that's not good. We don't want the swim season canceled. What kind of swim season was it? Was it the summer league season? Germany will be open in 1 week. Hey, there we go. Guys, so this is very diverse. So some people, their pools are opening, and other people, the pool is not opening. So it's a very diverse situation. But in this video, we're going to talk about dryland training, because we know that a lot of people are still stuck at home and you can't go outside and swim just yet. And whether you do dryland training in your living room, bedroom, garage, or anywhere else, we definitely want to support you. So let's go ahead and fire off some questions, and I'm going to facilitate a Q&A right here. Someone just asked, what time is it? Well, we're all over the world, but my time, it is 10:10 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. It's 10:10 a.m. right now. I hope you guys are doing well. It's a sunny day here in Michigan, I think. I think it's going to be sunny. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go out for a bike ride and try and enjoy the fresh air. So let's go ahead and talk about dryland training. So the first question that we often get asked is, why does low impact dryland training help you? This is a great question. So if you're thinking about dryland training, you think of doing like push-ups and jumping jacks and sit-ups and Russian twists, and I've got a medicine ball, and like doing all sorts of crazy things with a medicine ball, right? That's dryland training in general. However, there's a lot of different things that you can do that are low impact, meaning they don't cause pain to your body. So if you think about high impact is something like running. It's doing a burpee. It's doing something that's putting a lot of stress on your joints. And the reason why you don't want to put a lot of stress on your joints is because you can't do that every day. You're going to be susceptible to injury. So it's really important, whether you're using a cool tool like a medicine ball or you're not using any equipment at all, it's really important that you pick a good variety of low impact and high impact, if you can do high impact, to incorporate in your daily training. This really quick question came up. How important are strong biceps? To be honest, for swimming, they're not that important. Definitely not important to have strong biceps, because you want to have total body strength. And when you do dryland training and you follow a plan, like in the MySwimPro app, for example, then you're able to follow a progression and a structure of workouts that'll help you improve the fastest way possible. I'll give you an example. Okay. Let's say, I want everyone to imagine with me. Let's say you did 100 push-ups every single day. It's great. That's awesome. Like, you got the strength to do 100 push-ups. That's great. In addition to doing 100 push-ups every single day, you're going to run 10 kilometers every single day. So let's say you can do that. You can do 100 push-ups and you're going to run 10 kilometers every single day. Okay? That is a lot of high impact. So on the upper body, if you're doing 100 push-ups, for some people that's manageable and they can do it and that's good every single day. For other people, that's way too much impact because it's repeat, and eventually you're going to have fatigue, over fatigue in your shoulders, in your chest, right? This area is going to get fatigued. If you run 10 kilometers every single day, that kind of impact is going to take a wear on your ankles, your knees, your hips, your lower back, and you might actually run slower because you're doing the same high impact activity every single day. So how do you fix that? Well, you could just do it every other day. You could alternate. So instead of running 10 kilometers every single day, you could run 10 kilometers every other day, right? That's just a basic example. Another thing you can do, you can still get the aerobic benefit and also the strength training benefit of doing push-ups without doing push-ups every single day if you have a variety in workouts. So instead of doing the same exercise every single day, which in my opinion kind of gets boring, you need to mix it up. There's so many different versions of push-ups you can do. You can do planks. You can do with resistance bands. You can use a medicine ball. You can use a Swiss ball. There's so many different ways to activate your body. And so that's the reason why you want to do low impact. So you can stay active every single day and you don't want to plateau doing the same exercise over and over and over. So that's step one. Step one is just to understand what is the difference between, and why should you do dryland training that's low impact if you can handle running or push-ups. And the reason is you want to maintain a high level of specificity and focus every single time you do a workout. And if you do the same thing over and over, whether it's high impact or not, you're actually going to set yourself up for either injury, mental burnout, physical burnout, and you're not going to get as good of a workout because you're not getting as diverse exercises, right? So it's really important that everyone does some kind of variety. And to be honest, I mean, I know we're talking about MySwimPro here on the MySwimPro channel, Ask a SwimPro show, but if you follow a training program where you do it 3 times per week, 4 times per week, and if you haven't already checked out the MySwimPro app, we have a dozen different training programs, both for dryland and for swimming, where you follow that progression. So question number 1 answered. We're talking about why you would do low impact dryland training in the first place. Now, how do you modify high impact exercises so that you can do them even if like, so you want to do an exercise, but you can't jump. You have knee pain, you have hip pain, you have some problem. So how do you modify an existing exercise to be able to do it? And most of the time, you can do this pretty easily, you know, and again, we'll talk about the medicine ball. I have it in my lap. It's so great. Just waiting to pounce right now. It's going to be great. Hey, someone's from water polo on YouTube and Instagram. What's going on? So how do you remove the elements of high impact from exercises so you can continue to do them? So number 1 is you remove the jump. So any of the exercises that have an up-down component, like a jumping up and down, you can probably do the same exercise from a standing or a sitting position, or you just remove the jump entirely. A really good example is a burpee. So a burpee, you go down, you do a push-up, and then you jump up. You can slow down the movement. You can go one leg at a time. And at the top, you don't have to bend even down. You can just stand, and then you can go back down. A lot of times you can add a chair. You can change your elevation. So instead of an example of doing a lot of exercises that you do standing, if you can't do it standing, sit in a chair. There's a lot of exercises that you can do if you have low impact lower body problems. You can do a lot of these things just sitting in a chair, whether it's with resistance bands, a medicine ball, or anything like that. You can do it sitting in a chair. So I recommend sitting in a chair, removing the jump. You can also place your hands on an elevated surface. So let's say you're trying to do push-ups, but your body's not strong enough to do a full push-up, or a plank, or other exercises that you're on all fours, your hands and your feet at the same time. So instead of doing a push-up on your hands on the ground, you put your hands on a chair, on a couch, so that they're elevated, so that your body is maybe at a 45-degree angle. And by elevating your upper body, then you're doing a plank or a push-up, you're actually putting less resistance and you have less weight on the muscle area. And so it's going to remove the difficulty and the impact level on that specific part of your body. So those are just a few ways that you can modify common high impact exercises, whether it's plank, push up. I mean, I really enjoy the plank. So if you can do a plank on all fours on your hands and your feet and hold a flat body line, fantastic, because the plank is one of the best exercises to do. Another way that you can adapt is you can take existing exercises and maybe they're too easy for you, but you can't do the more difficult modification. Well, then you just add resistance. So if you have a medicine ball, just grab a medicine ball. So for example, a Russian twist, we're going to do Russian twists. And instead of doing normal Russian twists, just grab a medicine ball. And then when you do it with a medicine ball, it's going to be way more difficult. Or if you're doing crunches, add the medicine ball. If you're doing Superman extensions, add the medicine ball. There's so many ways that you can add a resistance component, whether it's resistance bands, if you have TRX suspension cables, if you have a medicine ball. You can also add an element of stability by adding a Swiss ball. Those are those big inflatable balls that you sit on, and you want to be at a 90-degree angle, good tall posture when you're sitting in the Swiss ball. And you can do a lot of the exercises with a Swiss ball. So that's a way that you can modify high impact exercises or even normal exercises, and you can add resistance. And when you add resistance, it's going to make it that much more difficult. All right, now the third topic I want to cover, and then I want to get into Q&A, is if you're strong but you can't jump due to knee and back pain, how can you make workouts harder? Well, I guess we already talked about that. So if you want to make the workout harder, add resistance. Focus on good technique and make sure you add the right resistance, whether it's a Swiss ball, a resistance band, any kind of equipment, basically, that'll increase your resistance. Make sure your technique is really good, and then adapt as needed. All right, let's get into the questions here. Here's a question. Okay. I have a feeling that my triceps are stronger than my biceps, and I have to strengthen my triceps more. So if you're doing push-ups, actually, triceps should be engaged. When you do a push-up, there's a lot of different ways you can put your hands. You know, if the closer you bring your hands together, the more tricep engagement you're actually going to get. If you have your hands wide, then you're going to really hit your chest, and kind of that's more like a pec fly almost. The closer you bring your hands together, the more triceps you're going to do. So don't think you need to do bicep curls, tricep extensions necessarily. They are available in the MySwimPro app, so if you haven't already downloaded it, make sure you download it. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, guys, we are going live 3 times a week. Every Sunday, we have a themed Dryland Training workout. So this last Sunday, and we save them online. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they're available at all times. So on Sunday at 10 a.m., we're doing a live workout led by myself, and we're going to focus on low impact. So today we're talking about low impact. If you haven't already checked out the Whiteboard Wednesday that I did, it's on our YouTube channel. I lay out 15 different low impact exercises. Those are all available. And then what else do we have going on? Yeah, so Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we're doing a live workout. And then on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're doing another live Dryland workout, but that one's only going to be on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, I know you guys on Facebook and YouTube, slide on over to Instagram, and then we can hang out. All right, so we got a nice close-knit community. So I want everyone to let me know, if you haven't already told me where you're coming from and what the pool situation is where you live. Tell me if the pool is open. If the open water is open, just let me know in the comments. And then if you have any questions, here we go. Roxanne on Facebook says, when we get back to the gyms, what specific weightlifting exercises are best? Lat pull downs, shoulder exercises. This is a great question. Thank you, Roxanne. So when you get back to the gym, you need to not deviate too much from what you were doing before. So I think you got to be very careful. Don't all of a sudden start a huge new routine like, all right, I'm back in the gym. I'm going to go and do bench press. And I've never done bench press. And I'm going to do that 5 rounds of, like whatever. So whatever you end up doing, try and stick really close to what you've done before, right? And only build progression slowly. The exercises that you actually listed are pretty good. I mean, lat pull downs, I recommend compound movements. So bench press would actually be a good compound movement. Pull-ups, lat pull down is good. Anything that's like total body, because you don't want to isolate a movement, especially if you're getting back into weightlifting. You don't want to just do curls. That's like the worst exercise you can do. Hello from the Czech Republic. What's going on? Hi. No pools in the UK. In Finland, pools are opening in June. There we go. There we go. So back to the question that Roxanne had about specific exercises. So anything that's total body is good. So lat pull down, because you're engaging multiple muscle groups. So you're going to hit your lats, your biceps. It's a big pull movement. Bench press is good because you're hitting, your core, your chest, upper body, all of that stuff. So you're hitting a lot of different things. And now before you do the weight room stuff, I do recommend you check out the MySwimPro Dryland Training programs. We use equipment. There's a lot of training plans for beginners, intermediate, advanced. Some training programs have equipment. Some do not have any equipment. Some of the equipment that we use in the plans are medicine ball, Swiss ball, and resistance bands. And you can actually do a lot. Like you can get 95% of the way there to having like actual gym, like pull-up bar equipment, stuff like that, because you can do swimming specific movements. But when you go back to the gym, I recommend total body. Okay, we got a question on YouTube answering your question in Poland. Okay, Poland. The pools are closed until the end of May, and we have to wait to see what the government says about that. Of course, the open water is for all of us. Yeah, so open water is open, but the pool situation in Poland, not really there yet. How important is stretching, and how often and for how long should I stretch every week? Okay, that's a good question. I think you should stretch after every single workout. So stretching before you do a workout is called dynamic stretching. You don't want to hold the exercise. You want to be moving. You want to be dynamic. You don't want to ever hold a movement because that can actually decrease your performance. The idea of doing a dynamic warm-up, and in the MySwimPro app, all the Dryland training programs start with a dynamic warm-up. And the reason why you do dynamic warm-up first is because you're trying to both physically activate those muscles you're going to use in the workout, and you're trying to get the blood flowing and get the heart rate up. But you're also trying to mentally stimulate the right muscle groups and actually mentally engage your body for the activity that's going to follow in the main circuit. So before you work out, you do dynamic stretching. And then after you do the workout, you do static stretching. And you should do that every single time you work out. So ideally, you're active every single day. So in the beginning, you're doing static like this. This is static. And then at the end, you're going to do, that was dynamic. Now you're doing static. So in the beginning, it's dynamic. Dynamic. Then you do static where you hold the movement at the end. All right, here we go. Karen on YouTube says, used resistance bands the other day for about half an hour, and it was a good workout. Upper body only. Yeah, and you can do total body with resistance bands. You can do upper body stuff, total body stuff, lower body. You can even do like rows where you pull, and you can do those sitting in a squat. Well, not sitting, but in a squat position. You can do it sitting on a medicine ball. You can do it sitting on a Swiss ball. There's so many different ways that you can engage your body. All right. Thanks for the answer. I love your channel. Keep it up. We love you. So thanks for being a subscriber. If you guys haven't already subscribed on our YouTube channel, I'm talking to you, Instagram. I'm talking to you, Facebook. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I think everyone watching the live is probably already subscribed. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Hey, Michelle, what's going on YouTube? Make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe. We put out a lot of awesome content, and the full long form version only goes on YouTube. So if you guys are on Instagram, you're not really catching all the content if you're only on Instagram. You got to get on YouTube and you got to subscribe. Okay, Fatima on Portugal says, hello from Portugal. No pools open here. That's not good. Jose says, hi from Spain. Pools are still closed. No opening date yet. That's not fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat in Michigan, United States of America. The pools are definitely closed through the end of the month of May. Maybe they'll open in June. I'm not really sure. Is running a good replacement for swimming right now? Yes. If you like running, you enjoy it, you like getting that fresh air, and it doesn't hurt you, you should go run. I recommend cycling. I like cycling because when you go cycling, it's low impact and you can get the aerobic benefits. So for me, I don't really run. I'll go for a walk, but instead of running, I'll go cycling because I can still get that aerobic impact, but I don't have to pound my legs. Hello from India. What's going on? Can the coronavirus spread through water? Ooh, that's a good question. So if you are in a pool and you're by yourself, you're not going to get coronavirus. You're going to get the coronavirus maybe if you come in close contact with someone else who has it, who may or may not be asymptomatic. So you don't know who has the Rona, okay? So that's why you always, wear a mask. But if you're in the water, you're pretty much good because there's going to be no one around you. And it's not going to be transmitted through the water. Now, don't use me as your medical advice, so be careful here. Don't use me as your medical advice. But I'm telling you, just use common sense when you go out in public. If you're in really close contact with someone and you're not doing social distancing, that's how we get into the problem that we have right now. It's that easy. So if you want this all to end, if you go outside, stay away from people. It's that easy. Okay. How safe is swimming as a sport after this pandemic? Swimming is always going to be one of the healthiest forms of activity, no matter what. This specifically, which is not what the Corona COVID-19 is, then we're going to have some problems. But for right now, swimming is fine. Like, it's more about how close you get to other people because it's a respiratory problem that we have right now. It's a respiratory issue. So that basically means, only if you come in contact physically with other people who have this and you breathe their air and they exhale and you breathe in and then or maybe it's on a surface and you touch it and you touch your face and then that's how it can spread. So moral of the story is, if you need to go somewhere, be careful, be safe, keep your social distance, wear a mask, and don't breathe on other people. And then when you come in, wash your hands, and then you're good. Okay. What's up, dudes? What's going on? All right, so we got a lot of questions here on YouTube. What do you think about Tokyo 2020? Is anyone going to break a world record? Okay, this is a really good question. Really good question. We're talking about the Tokyo Olympics. This is not really on topic with Dryland, but I'm a swimming nerd. For all my swimming nerds out there, you're going to enjoy this. And you might be wondering, you're curious, Fares, what do you think about the Olympic Games being pushed a year? So here's the reality, okay? The Olympics is the highlight moment of our sport. It gets more TV time than any other period of time ever. So every 4 years, we get this moment where swimming is on TV. The whole world cares about swimming. As a result, people shift their entire training schedules to have peak performance during the Olympic Games. Now, the Olympic Games have been moved 1 year. So I'm going to give you guys two scenarios. Assuming, we fix this pandemic problem by then and we are able to host the Olympics as planned in Tokyo, Japan in the summer of 2021. And it'll be funny because this video is like a reference so we can see what I think. There will be world records broken next year. I have no question in my mind we will see a number of world records. Will there be more world records or less than if the Olympics were held in 2020? I'm not really sure about that. I think we might see maybe 20 to 30% less world records. And the reason is a lot of people's training schedules have gotten completely screwed up. So a lot of people are depending on having a really regular schedule in the year leading up to the Olympic Games. So if the Olympics were held this year, absolutely we would have less world records because people were not training consistency and there's a lot of extra anxiety and that really messes people up physically and mentally. So if the Olympics were this year, absolutely we're not going to see a lot of world records. However, the Olympics is next year in 2021. So let's say there were going to be 15 world records this year if there were no problems, no pandemic, no Rona. Then I would predict next year there would be maybe 10 world records instead of 15. It could be less, it could be more. I don't really know. But I do think that some events are going to be more negatively impacted than others because it's going to have a lot of training stress. Now, that's on the chance that we do have the Olympics in 2021. There is a possibility that the Olympics doesn't happen in 2021 and it doesn't happen until 2024. So if that happens and we don't see the Olympic Games in 2021, I'll obviously be sad. And I think everyone watching will be somewhat disappointed. And it's because of health. We don't want as many people dying. It's the reality of it. So if it comes to that point, then we know it was because we were trying to save people's lives. And I think everyone would agree the Olympics is important But if it means that a lot of people are going to be sick and potentially die, yeah, I think everyone is on the same page of like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have the Olympics. So I don't know. I'm not making any rumors up, but tentatively we are going to have the Olympics in 2021, unless otherwise stated. But I want everyone to be aware that there is a possibility that there is no Olympics. And, it's not 100% the Olympics is going on next year. So there's a high likelihood, and that's what the plan is. But, the plan, as we've all learned, everything can change like that. So don't, be overly confirmed that the Olympics is happening next year, because it might not happen. There's a good likelihood it will, and, hopefully it will, and I hope it will, because I want to see the Olympics, and I think it would be devastating. It can definitely not happen. So from a world record perspective in Tokyo, I do think we will see a lot of world records. We're going to see less than if the Olympics were held this year and there were no problems. But I still think we will see world records. And if we don't see the Olympics next year, we will see so many world records go down in 2022, 2023, and 2024 at the Summer Olympics in 2024. And the people breaking the world records will be completely different names than the people that we know. Maybe Caleb Dressel and Katie Ledecky and Sarah Soyser, maybe they're still swimming in 2024, but there's going to be a whole new class of elite athletes, and they're going to be breaking a ton of world records in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Question from YouTube: how to fix a muscle spasm? Ooh, that's a good question. So it's probably because you're dehydrated and you're not stretched. So there's two ways to fix this. Number one, do your stretching correctly. So dynamic stretching before, maybe dynamic stretching during, like between rounds, and then static stretching at the end. And if you're getting muscle spasms or muscle cramps, it means you're dehydrated. So you've got to be able to drink your fluids before, during, and after. And if you guys are fasting, I'm fasting right now. It's the month of Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum. And so if you're fasting and you're not eating, it's really important that you stay hydrated when you are eating. So if you're not eating during the day, like right now, I'm not eating, but I'm still hydrated at night, right? So you got to drink. You still have to drink 8 to 10 cups of water. You're changing when you do it. So if you're getting muscle spasms and cramps, you definitely need to stay hydrated, do your dynamic stretching, static stretching, all of that stuff. Should I add pull-ups to my workout for the lat strength? Absolutely. If you have access to a pull-up bar and you can do pull-ups, you should definitely incorporate pull-ups in different variations. I have a pull-up bar in the house, and I do pull-ups almost every single day. And it's kind of unstructured. I kind of do it every now and then. I'll do like 10 pull-ups. Then I'll do a ladder like 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then I'll just do 5 randomly. Then I'll change my variation, right? If you can't do pull-ups, hi, Abigail on Instagram. If you can't do pull-ups like one after another, resistance bands are how you can build up to doing pull-ups. And there's a great pull-up progression. If you just hang on the bar, that's step number 1. Hang on the bar. Then you hang on the bar, and then you work on your back muscles, and then you can go from there. Hashem says, hey, do you know who's Joe? Who's Joe? I don't know who Joe is. All right. Any other questions? Let me know. If you haven't already shared with me, where do you live and what is the pool situation like right now? So, it's really interesting because different parts of the world are on a different timeline. We talked about the Tokyo Olympics. We do hope that the Olympics open up. Jomana, I'm not sure. Oh, Jomana, maybe it's someone you're not talking about. Is your opinion the quarantine an advantage for swimmers or a disadvantage? Ooh, okay. Here's the deal. This is a really good question. We should make a video specifically about this. The question was, and I'm very curious what you guys think, is the pandemic a disadvantage or an advantage for swimmers? So everyone right now who's watching this, type in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. Is the pandemic a advantage or a disadvantage for swimmers? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? I mean, I can definitely see advantages of having more time to focus on strength training and a lot of different things that maybe you don't focus on normally. It's a disadvantage because there's obviously stress, anxiety, people are getting sick, and you're not training in the water, right? So there's definitely advantages and disadvantages. Hashem says disadvantage. Natalia says advantage. I'm doing open water. Okay. Vince says, how many push-ups can you do in 30 seconds? Man, I don't know, maybe 40 to 50, if I had to guess, 40 to 50 push-ups in 30 seconds. Disadvantage, advantage. What do you guys think? Do you guys think taking a 3-month break or the pandemic is an advantage or a disadvantage? And then I'll let you know what my opinion is. But I want to hear from you guys first. So let me know in the comments. And I'm going to get rid of my medicine ball because it's kind of heavy and it's been sitting on my lap for the last 45 minutes. I'm going to put this down here. Okay. So disadvantage, okay. Disadvantage, it's good for the mind, body, and socially. That sounds like an advantage. I think it's kind of good because I was training every day during a long time period, and now I'm able to lift weights. Okay. For sure, a disadvantage, Fatima. Okay, who else? Swimmers need functional land training. I agree. So it's a great opportunity for that. It's an advantage, according to Mike. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Because it's a chance to rebalance the body. But goodness, do I miss a proper pool? Well, you've got a pretty sick pool setup. I don't know if you guys know. So Mike, who's on Instagram right now, he built a pool in his driveway with PVC pipe and with tarps, and he put a heater, and he got a tether, and he built the whole thing for like less than $1,000. Very innovative. It just shows how inspired the community is to go out and make stuff happen no matter what the circumstances. Bridget says an advantage on YouTube. Excellent. Karen says no pools has made me do workouts at home. And being relatively new to swimming, I know I will struggle to get distance up. So it's a bit of both, advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys my opinion now, if I think it's an advantage or disadvantage. Alex Brown says, if you make the most of it, it is an advantage. And that's a perfect segue to my opinion, the way Alex said it. If you make the most of it, it's going to be an advantage. And this is the truth, guys. In life, there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be situations that are unpleasant. And I think overall from this pandemic, yeah, I mean, people are getting sick. They're losing their lives. So that's terrible. Like there's no advantage at all to that. When we're thinking about it from a personal perspective, and we're trying to figure out how do we, for ourselves, first of all, keep ourselves healthy and our families healthy. But once we've kind of gotten over that and it's like, okay, well, I want to go swimming. I'm used to swimming. Swimming is like my thing. So now what do I do? If I can't go swimming, this is a huge disadvantage. And I'll agree with you. In the short term, in a very short window of time, if you're not thinking about it from a long-term perspective, this is a terrible disadvantage. Like I'm not gonna ignore the fact that if you were planning on going to a competition, you're really looking forward to it, or you were making improvements, or you're just getting into swimming, it's really terrible to not be able to go swimming. You're gonna get out of shape. Like that's the fact. However, if you take this whole situation and you look at it from a long-term perspective, and I mean long-term, more than 24 months, more than 2 years, this is actually a huge advantage for almost everyone. The only people that this is not an advantage for are someone who was planning on retiring after the 2020 Olympics. So they were planning on, all right, I've got 1 year. I only have the financial ability. I'm going to train really hard, and I'm going to make the Olympic team in 2020. And then I'm going to retire, and I'm going to go do something else. That group, I feel for them. That's really tough. But if you're not planning on going to the Olympics, then this is in the long term, this is not a disadvantage at all. If anything, this is an opportunity to focus on yourself, to let your body rest and recover. Most people, if they've never taken a 3-month break in their life, so now to take a 3-month break or 4-month break, whatever it is, to take that extended period of time, you're going to save time. So it takes time to get to the pool and to do those workouts. And then you can replace that time with things that you weren't doing as much of. So if it means doing push-ups, Dryland Training in the MySwimPro app, doing weightlifting, doing running, going out for a walk, getting fresh air, getting exercise, motivating yourself in different ways, and connecting with the community, the swimming community, in different ways. If you guys haven't joined that Facebook group, MySwimPro Global Community, you have to be in there. So if you guys have made it to the video this far and you've enjoyed listening to me for this long, you've got to go to Facebook and join that group, because believe me, it's a lot more entertaining than watching me for an hour talk about what's going on in the world in swimming. So go to Facebook, type in MySwimPro Global Community, and make sure you go in there and be a part of the community. You don't have to post anything, just observe. So I think there's a lot of silver linings in the long-term perspective of everything. There's so many advantages to what we're going through right now. And I'm not ignoring the fact that, yeah, in the short term, this sucks. This is a health issue. Like, people are getting sick and losing their lives. Like, that's terrible. I'm not ignoring that. But I want you guys to think about it from the perspective of, okay, I'm sitting at home. I'm safe. I'm doing my part to not let the spread of this illness go throughout the world. So now that I've done my part, I can't go swimming. Well, what am I going to do now? You can do a lot of things that you didn't work on before. So you can reevaluate your goals. You can just take a break. It's good for your body. Like, your shoulders need it. Do injury prevention so that way you don't get hurt when you get back in the pool. And when you get back in the pool or the open water, you're going to be so much stronger. You're going to be so much more aware of what you're doing, and you're going to be so much more appreciative of everything that you have. So I really think there's an advantage and disadvantage to everything that we're going through right now. It's up to you guys to have the right perspective on everything that's going on. So Jose says, it's important for training, but in my point of view, it's a disadvantage for the mind and our sensibility. We need to swim. I agree. It's tough. In the short term, it's definitely a disadvantage. In the long run, you've definitely got to look at it from a positive perspective, because it's different for everyone, and it's going to be different. And we got to make sure that we are aware of the realities of what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and answer some questions here. Who's got a question for me? Let's see. Anyone? Kate says, the MySwimPro app on Android workout's not working. When I click the workout, it takes me back to training plan screen. If you can let us know in support or in that Facebook group, actually, we can get that fixed ASAP. We can get that fixed ASAP for you. Any other questions, you guys? Guys, this is me, Q&A right now. We have 5 minutes. Take advantage of the Q&A. Anybody? Everybody clap your hands. Do you guys know that song? 1, 2, 3. Everybody clap your hands. If you guys know that, give me a thumbs up. That's what it's all about. Anybody? Okay, here we go. Karen, I'm taking a swimming judge course at the moment and would have never have thought about that before. Cool, you're going to be a swimming official? That's awesome. Yeah, the quarantine is an amazing opportunity to learn a new skill. So completely separate from swimming, you can learn other skills. So you're learning how to be a swim official. That's great. You can learn another language. You can learn French, German, Spanish, Arabic, whatever you want to learn. You can learn a programming language. You can learn video editing. Alex says, what is your favorite dryland exercise? And SMG7042 says, got a shoulder replacement. Wow. Well, we hope you a speedy recovery on that shoulder replacement. What is your favorite dryland exercise? Ooh. I really like pistol squats. Pistol squats. If you guys aren't sure, it's where you do a squat with one leg and you hold the opposite leg. So it's really difficult. And the reason why it's one of my favorites, now I don't do it all the time, but I like it because I didn't think I could ever do it. And I worked on it over and over and over. And eventually I built the strength and the technique to do a pistol squat. And I was so happy. And now I can do it. I kind of like show it off. But that's why I think it's one of my favorites. I also like the burpees. I like plyometric push-ups. So you do a push-up and you explode up. I like burpees with a Swiss ball. I like doing the rotational chop where your back is on the Swiss ball. It's one of my favorite exercises. Cool. What do you think of a tech suit, and which one is the best for the 50 free? I mean, there's so many great tech suits. Like, they're all for a 50 free. You're gonna go faster than a 50 free with any tech suit. So I'm not gonna put any specific company on here. With that, guys, I really appreciate you joining. Make sure you're subscribed on MySwimPro's social media on all of our channels. If you guys are watching on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Make sure you give the video a big like, and make sure you share it if you think it was useful for you and other people. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, make sure you go to Facebook right now, join the MySwimPro Global Community, introduce yourself, Be a part of this global community. It's really fun. If you haven't already checked out the MySwimPro app, download it on iPhone and Android. We just released a massive update. It's way better. It's organized swimming workouts, dryland workouts, training programs for beginner, intermediate, advanced, with equipment, without equipment. There's so many different things that you can do in the MySwimPro app, and connect with the community on social media. Our next live workout is going to be on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're talking about low impact. We're going to do low impact exercises. I'm going to show modifications, talk about the importance and why you should do low impact exercises. And of course, on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time, we go live on Instagram. You can catch us there for a live workout with myself and Coach Taylor. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, stay safe and have a great day. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.